Economic uncertainty is at an all-time high, the likes of which the world has never seen. To quote Trump, put this chart up. Uncertainty has exploded under Trump. And you can see here where the pandemic was, global uncertainty, it's twice as high now under Trump. He is such a disaster economically. And all of these country club Republicans and all of these rural white voters think that this man is good at business, despite the facts on the ground, despite the fact that he's filed bankruptcy, despite the fact that he's a liar, despite the fact that he was in debt when he was running for president, despite the fact that he ran for president to stay out of prison. They fucked around, and now we're finding out. Next up, here's a headline. Everybody that works with Musk hates his guts. No surprise to anyone. Quote, he's just the most irritating person I've ever had to deal with. And that is saying something, one official reportedly said. Trump officials growing tired of unfunny and irritating Musk, per the Daily Beast. This surprises me zero. This is a man that cheats on video games, acts like he speaks English as a second language. He has been an absolute failure. He's a welfare queen that lives off taxpayer money. He is just the biggest disaster on the planet.
So we've got the art of the deal, that's Mr. Bankruptcy. Then we've got the welfare queen, both running around on Fox News playing victim 24/7. It is just amazing to me that these people are like, oh, yeah, Trump, he knows everything. He's playing 5D chess. I'm like, he is a dipshit being led by dipshits. And all those gamers that said Musk is going to die alone, I kind of think they're right.
And I read an article today that a bunch of hedge fund guys, and remember, a lot of these Wall Street bros thought, we're going to jump on the Trump train. This will be great. We can say the R word again. We can say pussy. This is awesome. We're liberated. Now these same guys, these same Wall Street bros who were just going after money, no principle, have said, we kind of think he's insane. And I'm like, oh, now you think he's crazy? Like, is everybody in this country slow? Did you not see January 6th? Did you not see a whining titty baby for 4 years that couldn't admit that he lost? Kids that play basketball at the YMCA that are 5 years old have to go say, good game, and high five. He packed his toys up from the White House, left, and then went on a pity party tour when he wasn't in court for his felony charges. And then, of course, Musk has to pay $300 million to Trump to help him get elected, rig the algorithm because they can't win on their own merit, and put up these stats. So Musk is an oligarch that has infiltrated the government. Usually oligarchs are outside the government. He has infiltrated inside the government. Let's see what he's done since he's been in there. Musk, DOGE anticipates savings $150 billion. The number keeps going down because when he first started, it was $2 trillion, and then it was down to $1 trillion. Then it was down to $200 billion. And yesterday in the cabinet meeting, now we're down to $150 billion, all while spending goes up to $700 billion this year. And we do a $5 trillion tax cut. DOGE has failed. This is an absolute disaster. This is what happens every time Republicans get elected. They add to the deficit every single time. Democrats usually balance the budget and end with a surplus. They wreck the economy. We see, all of these charts haywire. And more than anything, he's delegitimizing American businesses. And this is an authoritarian play. We like to say that he's a dipshit, and he is, but he's very good at being a propagandist. And all of this is so that he can demean every single institution we have, so that he can put himself in power. And he has the Supreme Court helping him, and he has all of these dumbasses in Congress helping him. And now he had these hedge fund guys helping him. So it's going to be interesting to see, because white Republicans like their money. Trump is screwing up everybody's ability to make money. And Biden handed him a really good economy, per the Wall Street Journal, per conservative economists.
First of all, I don't think the billionaires have found Jesus on Trump. I think that they're losing money. They see how volatile and how poorly he's running the economy, and they're going to lose money. And I think on Musk, I think he says it's $150 billion. We have yet to see any proof of that. There is no transparency. There have been no prosecutions. There have been no documents that support that. So as of right now, it's just him shutting down investigations into himself and awarding himself more government contracts.
So Pumps and I have had this theory that Musk and Trump they did a bunch of nefarious stuff together during the election. And since they won, a lot of illegal stuff in the government, so that they have mutually assured destruction. Well, Musk lost after he spent upwards of $20 million in Wisconsin to try to buy a Supreme Court seat. He lost miserably. Trump hates losers. And then Musk was kind of gone for a while. He was AWOL. I didn't see him anywhere. So then, of course, Trump has to have one of his circle jerk cabinet meetings where everybody's like, oh my God, you're so great. It's the biggest bootlicker, circle jerk, nauseating, North Korea style propaganda thing you've ever seen. A strong government would never have to do such a thing. Elon Musk is back. And it sounds to me like there's been some, if you don't do this, I'm going to do that. And so listen to Trump talking to Musk in the cabinet meeting, and then let's dissect.
Elon's done a fantastic job. Look, he's sitting here, and I don't care. I don't need Elon for anything other than I happen to like him. But I'm telling you, this guy did a fantastic job. I don't need his car. I actually bought one and they said, "Oh, did you get a bargain?" No, I said, "Give me the top price." I paid a lot of money for that car. But honestly, he makes a great car.
Okay. Why would he say, "I don't need anything from him"? I think that's a very interesting thing to say. Elon's here and he's doing a great job. I don't need anything from him except that I like him. Why would he go out of his way to say he doesn't need him when he campaigned with him and he said, he's going to figure out how to cut all this waste? And for him to sit there and say he doesn't need him, to me, is a pretty interesting thing to say.
I go back and forth between everything Trump says, projection. So I believe he absolutely needed Elon to win the election. He needed all the money that he campaigned for. He ran PACs, all of those. But I think Trump is so narcissistic that now he can't stand that Elon has all the power, that Elon stands over him at every cabinet meeting. So I think it's starting to break, just because two narcissists cannot exist in the same space that long.
There's no way. And I think that's kind of like a slam.
It was emasculating, for sure.
To sit there and say, I don't need him, I just like him. And I don't know if maybe when Musk thought, I'm 10 foot tall and bulletproof, I bought Donald Trump, I bought the presidency. And then he thought his money, he could start dictating elections nationwide. Well, it didn't work with the horse that they backed in Wisconsin. So then Trump would feel emboldened to say, well, it wasn't Elon after all. I'm just a winner. I'm so great, right?
You are so right.
Right?
You are exactly right.
So he's like, maybe your money helped me, maybe it didn't, but you put all this money on that guy and he lost to a woman. And so I don't know. I just think that's a pretty interesting dynamic between the two. And I think we're at the beginning of Heartbreak Hotel. And I think this is all going to be fascinating and fun to watch. Hopefully the destruction isn't too bad. But here we have, this is Pam Bondi sucking up to Elon Musk after she pardoned and took place in pardoning all of the January 6 cop beaters, convicted felons, a lot of whom have already recommitted. Mm-hmm. And guess what they've done? They've sexually abused children. That's what this administration is for. All right, play the clip.
Gave us a directive to prosecute the people who are going after Tesla to the fullest extent of the law. Some of the greatest police work I've seen. We've made 4 arrests. There will be no negotiations at your directive. They're all looking at 20 years in prison, and within the next 24 hours, you're going to be seeing another huge arrest on a Tesla dealership, President, and that person will be looking at least 20 years in prison with no negotiations.
It's pathetic.
This is corruption of the highest order. Mm-hmm. She has been told by President Trump, give 20 years to somebody who does a property crime because your little boyfriend Elon is such a snowflake that he can't handle people don't like him because he's a Nazi. This is infuriating. She should be impeached Right now, today, she is a disgrace to the bar and the Attorney General's office and the Department of Justice. This just sends me into orbit.
And she does it with her Christian cross on,
Oh,
like all these
absolutely.
MAGA women do. But let's check in on the crazy Christian MAGA ladies.
God's design. And one of the things that's really bothered me that I've been fighting is these Green New Deal policies that really go against God's design for nature and how he created this world that we live in. Can you talk? I know you've been very active and vocal on solar panels and some of these alternative energy initiatives. Can you talk a little bit about your position there and the work you're doing in DC in that front?
Sure. I've been very outspoken about this. It's a sham. The whole climate change is a sham. First of all, God controls the climate because he controls the sun, and the sun controls the weather primarily.
Okay, I want our international listeners to know that is not an SNL skit. That is real. And that is the crazy Christian problem that America has. And that crazy Christian problem is at the epicenter of Trump's base. These are the people that don't blink. They don't hesitate. They are hollow. All they see is Trump is a prophet appointed by Jesus, and that's the depth. That's the end of it. That's all it is. Trump could all of a sudden change his mind on anything, and they would just jump right on board with it. This crazy Christian problem is insane, and we live in Oklahoma, and I can tell you this shit is very real. Women like this are dead ass serious. They think they're scientists. They think that everything that happens in the world is a part of some master spiritual warfare plan. And they're all MAGA Republicans. And there are little Christian schools all over the United States right now where kids are learning this same type of dogma.
I can't even believe that is real. That is, like you said, it seems like it would be an SNL skit. This is embarrassing for the entire American. Every American should be horrified of this. This person should be these people are too stupid to live. Like, I don't know what you say to this. You cannot, this is irrational. It's crazy. It just goes back to no expertise, no facts. They don't matter. We're just going to go, and God controls the climate, so we don't need to worry about it.
Okay. And then next up, the Chinese are trolling the shit out of the United States of America. And I just want to make sure everybody's seen this, because Trump keeps saying that he wants all these manufacturing jobs here, like making Nikes and iPhones. Here's what Chinese AI has made, and all of this is going viral. And, this is the way a lot of the world views America, through this lens. Major obesity problem, junk food, lazy. And it's so interesting because it's such a juxtaposition from what the right-wing manosphere thinks that everybody thinks about America. And if you travel abroad or you have friends that are international, they think we're so arrogant and loud and just gluttonous. And Trump is the manifestation of all of America's worst impulses, the love of capitalism, the just gluttony, the crazy Christians, the rules don't apply to us because we're Americans. We're so exceptional. It's all been birthed right now. And now the worst this country has to offer is in charge of the executive branch. And I hope that we can survive. I hope that there will be a reckoning. He is wrecking all of this very quickly, which means the reckoning will come sooner. So hopefully we can save our democracy, and you can help by supporting pro-democracy channels like ours. Subscribe. We're on our way to 1 million, and we'll see you all.